County will conduct our today's training session. End of the training session, please don't hesitate to ask any questions that you may have. We are sharing a Google form link for attendance purpose in our Zoom chat. So please fill up the Google form so that we can send you today's training session recording. Before we begin, I would like to invite Mr. Saifur Rahman sir to give a short speech and provide his permission to start our today's training session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you who are logging with this training session. I'd like to welcome you all to this training session. We have with us Mr. Elias Omondi, the consultant who will actually conduct the training session. Just a few words from my side that this regulatory information system we are trying to introduce in Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission so that the compliance data as well as various sorts of half yearly, quarterly, monthly, or semi-monthly data you have to submit to the Commission that will be submitted in this platform in near future. So in future, no hard form of data will receive from your side. That's why Commission thought that it need to introduce a total automation system for this sort of data submission. From that viewpoint, Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission took initiative along with Asian Development Bank and Bangladesh government, the program called Capital Market Development Program 3. Under this program, this sort of software actually procured, and we are very much hopeful that we will going to start very soon to the system so that all stakeholders who are submitting data in hard form, that they don't need to come to SEC and submit. Those are sent in hard form. Until we introduce this system, we need to continue the submission in hard form. But once we are familiar with the system, which you are going to get some idea today, then we will stop submitting this system from your side. So actually today this session is designed for fund managers, trustee, custodians, credit rating companies, and depositories. So all the participants from these particular groups, I request you to keep concentrate what our consultant will try to focus for this system. And please don't hesitate to ask any sort of questions you may ask and may make your understanding clear from Mr. Elias Omondi. He is a very experienced person in this field, and I believe that he can give you clear idea about the system. And definitely this system initially there are a lot of questions what to do, how to do, and what sorts of problem we need to face. That will, once we start, we'll get all the answers from the system, hopefully. And I hope that in future the hassle of submitting various sorts of compliance report, whether it is monthly or quarterly or half yearly or annually, that will be removed, and you need to submit those in soft form using this system. So I believe that this system will be a very good one in near future for our regulatory perspective, and I hope that once you started this system, you input the data, and from our side we retrieve those data, and we can take various decisions, summarize those reports, and regulatory regime will get better understanding from this soft data. So thank you very much for joining today, and I formally open this session for all the participants who log in. I saw that 134 people, including me, joined this system, and Mr. Elias Amondi is already here. Hi, Elias, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. I can hear you clearly. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah. So you can start, Elias, and I'm taking off now. This is your turn to make this program successful. Nice to see you once again. Thank you very much, all the participants.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Right. I'll definitely take it from here. And again, good morning. It's a great pleasure again to be here. We are having a very good moment whereby we are looking into transitioning the securities market in a modern system. And this is, sorry, there's some noise on the background. And this is really, really important because, you know, with basically the changing regulatory needs and also the way the technology and the world is changing, it's really, really important for the Commission to have a system that will enable its work and also the industry work to be easy. And, you know, we've been working on this for a very long time. The key is basically to start work, and soon you should be receiving emails basically indicating that you've been created on the system. And we'll be running this system in parallel, as it has been indicated by Mr. Saifur Rahman. And, you know, it is important for us to run this system in parallel. So immediately, end of this training, you'll be required to enter your details on that particular Google form. We will also use those details to create you within the system. It will also be very important for you to indicate the institution that you are representing, because each and every company will have an opportunity to utilize this system. And, you know, we are going live within the next couple of weeks. So immediately we create on the system, we'll also be able to send you another email indicating that now your institution and yourself have been created on the system, and you can start utilizing that system, particularly in submitting the returns at the files and the forms that the Commission requires. So today, this particular training will be in twofold. We are going to first review the general structure of the system. Thereafter, we will also be able to go through the system, basically indicate various functionalities of the system. We also have a module, a training schedule, a training module that we'll also be able to share with you for the purposes of you really looking at how you can use this particular system. We are recording this session, and this will give you an opportunity to come back and listen to this particular session, because we believe that whatever that we will be doing today will be paramount in terms of learning and in terms of enabling you to clearly understand what the system does. So I'll now go into the training slides. Thereafter, I will be able to get access of the system, show you what happens within the system. And thereafter, we will be able to have a Q&A session whereby you can ask any question that you have. This system requires all of us to continually learn. It's not something that you will be an expert in one single day, but I can promise you that the system is quite easy to understand, easy to comprehend. And, you know, as time goes by, you'll be able to know that this system has very many features that will also be beneficial to you as a user. It's not only beneficial to the Commission, that is something that I really need to stress. The system capabilities and functionalities will have a lot of advantage to you as a user. It enables you to really work around your normal duties with a lot of ease, as it has been indicated in the past. So thank you for all of you joining, and I'll just now go straight into the presentation. You can give me 1 minute. I'm just getting it aligned, and then we will kick off. Great. Just getting it on the board in 1 minute. Great, fantastic. Now we got it here. Right. So as it has been indicated, we've developed a regulatory information system, and this is one of the state-of-the-art technologies that that Bangladesh Securities Exchange Commission has put its resources through a number of support elements for you to really be able to utilize this system. This system has been developed in conjunction with a technology company in Bangladesh called One World. I was lucky to be part of the team that really supported in its development. I've worked on systems for a very long time, not only in Africa, but all across the world, parts of Canada, and also parts of close to around 8 countries in Africa, around 5 countries in Asia, and around I think 7 countries in the Caribbean. So my work has predominantly been around supporting regulatory authorities in developing systems. And when we started this particular journey, we are looking into supporting the Bangladesh Securities Exchange Commission, really to come up with a system that will be commensurate to the work that it's doing, and also the work that we are doing as fund managers. So in terms of the days today, we'll kind of look at the introduction, go into the background and why this is really, really important, look at this basic system design, and what are the benefits, because I believe that this system really brings a lot of benefits to you as a user, and I will be able to expound more on what are these benefits. Thereafter, I'll basically go into the system and show you how the system works. Now, I did mention this, that the world has really changed in terms of the way the economy is currently being experienced. And, with that, then there are different elements around opportunities and risks that are constantly changing. And with that, then it will be important for regulatory authority, such as the Securities Exchange Commission, to change with the needs of the market, and also to change the needs of the customers. You are the customer to the regulator. You are highly valued as a customer, and basically we really need to look at how then we can make your work easy in terms of utilization of the resources that you currently have within your institution. So we are looking into addressing some of these particular challenges and checkpoints that have kind of risen within the financial industries. There's always a greater requirement for transparency and accountability, and for us to really be able to enable this particular component to be achieved, there's need to embrace technology. So what you'll be able to see that we are putting together as form of the technology that we've kind of created within the last couple of months is to give you an opportunity to address and to become more accountable as an institution. The second thing is that, it will also strengthen the regulatory and compliance regime, because, our regulatory requirements are always changing. And most of the time you'll get that it's very difficult to keep abreast with all those particular changes if you don't have a well-managed system to be utilized. So this system will enable us to have a very strong regulatory and compliance regime within the Bangladesh's market, and that basically will be able to enable us to address different challenges that the market has been facing. Lastly, we are looking into how you can use your resources more sustainably. World over, we are talking about sustainability and how technology and digitization can enable us to reduce different elements that kind of pose a lot of emissions to the world. So we are looking at how then we can ensure that you use your resources more sustainably in terms of the time and work that you really need to put together, how much you need to kind of move around, so that, with the system, then you should be able to basically work within the comfort of your office. So again, looking at how then we can enable these particular facets to be experienced. Now, what then does this system intend to do? So this system is a web-based data submission portal that will allow for real-time validation and single supervision center that stores and processes all data. So think about a very connected system whereby you'll access this system using a portal. The portal will enable you to push the data to the regulator, and the regulator will be able to store that data for you within the time that your company will be operational. So you will have a single source of truth when it comes to data submission. You'll be able to access your data whatever time that you want to access your data, and you can be able to only view the data that is related to you. So each and every company will have a unique way of really joining and managing the system. All these data will be stored in a database that have already been established within the commission. The commission has really invested a lot in terms of really putting together the infrastructure that is required to run this particular system. The purpose of this is basically to harness technology and to make our financial supervision easier, faster, and more effective for the Bangladeshi Security Exchange. So how then can we be able to make sure that we manage the system in a way that we address various functionalities that the world is currently facing? Another thing is that we look at how then the system will kind of enable us to submit all the required information. I did mention that these are an online application. You have an opportunity to submit all required returns, forms, and data within the platform. And you can also manage all communications with the Bangladeshi Security Exchange. You will be aware that this system will enable you to have a chat, to discuss, and to interact with your regulator. It will bring you closer to the commission. It will enable you, instead of basically going to the commission, you can easily talk to the commission wherever you are, wherever your work station is. And regardless of time, you can be able to access the commission at any time. The system has two basic components that we'll use to collect, process, store, and analyze data. So the key thing here is that it will enable us to collect. That means that you have to provide the data that is needed. The data will be provided through Excel worksheets that have already been mapped within the system. The system can also enable us to submit registration information. So in terms of the renewal and registration of any institution, including a submission of periodic returns, be it monthly, be it quarterly, be it semi-annual and annual, will be provided for, and you should be submitted through the portal. And the first portal, we'll be calling it IRS portal, the basic IRS portal. That is where you will be interacting with the system. The second component of this platform is a basic supervision center. And this is where now the commission will be interacting with the system. So there are two components within the IRS system that we've developed. The client-facing component, or the component that you'll be using, it will be called IRS portal. This will be available within the commission's website. You can access the IRS portal within the commission's website. You'll also be receiving emails that will also have the link to the portal. You will also be required to basically log into the portal and in one or the other submit any information that will be due for submission. The system will give you a number of reminders whenever you need to be reminded to submit your information. The second piece of the system is the supervision center. This is where the regulator or the commission will be using, and it will be using it to approve your information, to talk to you, to request for further information where necessary, to grant you any requests that you might need granting on. So they also have their own center that will enable them to interact with you and to support you whenever necessary. So why is this really, really important? We believe that we need to have a way of having accurate and incisive information, and information that will enable you to determine the exposures that you have within the market, be it in terms of risk, be it in terms of how well your business is or your entity has been aligned. We also look at how then we can sufficiently and completely get data. Data is important. Data is so necessary for even business models and developing of the industry. As if we can have this data within a centralized location and database, then we should be able to also make rightful decisions for the industry. Lastly, we look at how then we can provide timely analysis and risk profiles. We believe that the system will be great in terms of enabling you to analyze and manage your information more accurately. Yeah, so the other thing is that, most of the time you used to submit data manually. And with manual data submission, there's always a weakness around the manual systems. One, it's quite cumbersome and error prone. The commission has to manually validate and collect that data. And also basically in terms of analyzing the data, it becomes quite time consuming and energy consuming. So we're looking at ways in which we can have a very good transformative system that will enable digital submission of information. And that will enable you as an entity not to really be challenged in terms of how am I really providing the right data? Have I validated all the data? The system will also have a validation rule that will kind of guide you on areas that you really need to check where necessary. We also want to limit the physical movement to and fro the commission. That basically requires a lot of paperwork. And that means that this system will guarantee less movement and less paperwork. You can basically be able to work wherever you are, including basically working at Cox's Bazar, if that is something that you intend to do. So again, basically reducing that rush and paper rush to the commission and enabling you to technically connect whenever you have internet connectivity, then you will be in a position to manage and submit the information that is needed by the regulator. We're also looking at how then we can reduce the lot of usage of storage. Over the past couple of years, we'll be able to see that all these data have to be stored on cabinets and warehouses. With this system, everything will now be kept within a database. And that database can be accessed using connectivity and connections such as your PC. So less space and resources will be required for data storage and record management. At the same time, you should be able to have access of this information whenever you need it, which will be much easy. You can basically use your PC and run through any information that has been provided. So the way this system will work is that each and every company will have a unique internet pigeonhole within the BSEC RIS portal. The system will require a unique password and username, and these are some of the things that we'll be able to provide. Once we get the username, which will be your email address, you will be able to change your password. So there are certain rules for password, and you will be required to ensure that your password has the requisite strength. You can change it wherever you want. So you'll only receive the initial password, and the system will prompt you to change your password to what you can remember and what can adhere to the security protocols that we've kind of put within the system. Periodically, as an institution, you will be able to create returns and submit those returns online. So The returns that will be created from the BISEC side, the returns that you are going to create from your end, including basically applications for authorization and licensing. All this will be, you will be able to basically provide an indicator for the purposes of, providing or submitting your returns. The system also will be able to automatically transfer data into the BISEC database. I've mentioned that BISEC has really invested, or the Commission has really invested on the state-of-art warehouse, data warehouse, and these will be able to keep all your data and safely secure your data in a way that you can still be able to access them. The key component around the system is also it will have to undertake your data. As long as you report data to the system will kind of look at whether your data is fit for purpose and it's adequate and accurate. So we have various layers of automated data validation checks that will be run on your information. And as long as your data is validated, then it will be passed and it will be kept within the database. So this is basically the thematic view whereby an institution like yourself will be able to create data, and you will be able to populate that data, submit that data on the portal. That data will be pushed to several layers of automated checks. We'll be able to make sure that that data is fit for purpose before it basically transferred to the database. The database will keep this data, and you can be able to have access on the database through the portal that you've used to submit your information. Then that data will be approved and analyzed, and reports will be produced for the purposes of managing the industry within the supervision center that has been set aside for the use by the Commission. So we are looking into connecting regulators and financial industry to provide financial stability and to create a sustainable future. Regulation, is an important component that looks into stability and sustainability within the financial world. We will be working closely with you guys just to make sure that as we kind of continually develop this system meets your needs and provide you with the necessary, I would say, benefits that will support you as an institution. I'll pause there because this system has been trusted with over 30 countries. And I think, with Bangladesh Securities Exchange really unveiling this system, then, we'll be joining the 30 countries that have been utilizing this system across the world. I'll pause there and maybe now go to the system, and I'll request the team in Dhaka to connect me to the system. Thank you. Arif, kindly put the system up, and I should be able to go through that. Then you can enable me with access. Right, so as I indicated earlier, right, so we have two portals here. And what you can see now, I just want to expand it a bit so that you'll be able to see it. So let me just reduce it. All right. So here is the portal that you'll be using. So we call it Regulatory Information System. And this is the RIS portal. This is where you will be interacting with the system. So whenever you get the link, you'll be able to get this portal. And this portal will require two things. It will require a username and a password. each and every entity will have a username and a password. Each and every user of this system will have a username and a password. So we are going to create a number of users per company. So the number of persons that we'll be creating per company will be at least 2 people per company, so that in case one particular officer is not there, the company can still have the other officer working on the system. So we'll request for at least 2 names per company that we'll be able to create within the system. Once we kind of run through that, you should be able to receive an email, including an email to your entity, that your entity has been created on the platform. So you'll need to enter your password and username. The username will be your email address. So make sure you've captured your email address rightly. I can't remember my password. It has been a while, right? I need to change it to see whether it's the right one. Sorry, guys. If I can't remember it. Right. Let me say I've forgotten my password. Just need to change it. So it seems like I can't remember my last password, so I'm just gonna change my password. All right, so let me just check on my. Just bear with me. I'm getting my password on this other end. Taking a lot of time because I'm outside the jurisdiction. In case maybe it doesn't come, then I'll just log in. All right. Taking long to respond. Let me try and reload. that case, maybe I'll request, and if you can log in with your account, I can use your account. No, it seems like I cannot, I'm outside Dhaka, so I cannot get into. I can check whether it's 64 because this should, is it 52? Yeah, because maybe we might be logging on to the wrong one. Let's see. Check URL.
Yeah. It's okay, just give me a minute.
Bear with us 1 minute. I'm just checking also on my connection on this other end. Yeah, so we are just getting a new URL. Just a moment. In the meantime, you can be putting your details on the Google form. All right. So I needed to go back. So just send me your password on WhatsApp. I'll use it. Just need to log out and use it again. I want to show it from the end, from the start. And if I want to log out so that I can show how the steps are. As I wait for that password to come on my chat here, I'm just checking on it. Let me check whether mine will also manage to log in. But if in the meantime, kindly share with me your Yeah, share with me your password on WhatsApp. Not Arif.
Elias, can you check? It's been shared.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so what you guys will need, you'll get your username will be your email address. So that's what I'm entering right now. So you'll have to ensure that your email address is correct. So as you enter your details, please make sure that you enter the details correctly. And then you'll have to enter your password. And your password must have at least a capital letter. It must have a number. It must have a special character. It must have an alphanumeric. So it's important for your password to really meet all the necessary requirements. So once you've logged in, you will not be able to see like a selector company. You will only have one company under you. So in this case, then, for this case, we have a number of companies here. So we'll just do a test company and then we'll log in. So once you've logged in, you'll be able to see like we have this information whereby now you get a welcome message saying that you've successfully logged in and you can now use the portal to complete and submit all required returns online. You should regularly check with your company profile whether your information is up to date. Draft returns will always be ready for completion, and these will be found under draft returns. We'll go there and you'll be able to look at that. Your returns must be completed, and you must use the submission functionality to finally submit them. There are a couple of things that the system will enable you to do. You'll be able to submit returns online. You should be able to request for the submissions wherever needed, where you become aware that you've made a particular mistake on your returns. The other thing is that the system will give you an opportunity to look through most of the time the notifications. So whenever there's anything that has been sent through the system, it will come on this side of the platform. It will give you the time that this notification has been received, what it entails, and you can always click on it and see what that notification is all about. So for instance here, it's saying Arif Asylum, please be informed that the return has been created for your organization. And this will also come to your email. So both email, you'll receive an email on this, you'll receive a notification on the portal on this to enable you to basically go to where that particular return is for completion. So I'll go to, let me go on top here. And this is where also you really need to be cognizant about. Here we have something called the menu. So this has everything that you need to do. So you'll need to click on the menu. Taking a bit of time, so bear with me. Let's close this. Yeah, so I can come up here and click on the menu. Now, once you've seen that, you'll be able to see that the menu has 4 things. It has home, it has returns, it has documents, and it has what we call company profile. This is where everything will be happening. So if you have to do anything on this system, make sure that understand the functionalities of the menu. So the menu has home, it has returns, it has documents, and it has the company. So if we click on home, it will just take you where we were before. So nothing much on home. It just takes you to the home page where you can see your notifications. The biggest chunk of work will be happening on this tab called returns. So if you click on returns, you'll be able to receive all the information that you need to complete. So for instance, you can create your own return here, or you can view all the submissions that you've done. And in case there's any return that has been created, you'll be able to see those particular returns on that menu, draft returns. So this is where all the draft returns will be. You'll be able to get the name of a return that you need to complete, and that particular return has to be completed as required by law. If you want to create a return, you just click on this and you can create your own return. Now, the returns that will be available for creation will be those returns, mostly the registrations. So if you want to submit an application for registration for any license, be it a fund manager or a report to the SRMIC department, then you can easily come and click and select what you really want to create. So it's just an issue of selecting that and providing the name of what you are going to submit. So you need to put the return name up here. It can be, so for instance, here I can say SRMIC report on floated securities for company X. You'll be able to put the name of the company and then click on create. Without doing that, even if you click on create, if you've not put the name of that particular return, that return will not be created. I'll go back to the returns tab. The other thing that you should be able to know is that you can view all the data that you've ever submitted on the platform. So you can click on view submissions, and you can see everything that has ever been submitted for you as an entity. So for instance, here I can see for 2022, 2023, there's only one return. You can go back and say, okay, fine, let me try and get 2021 or 2019 and all that. As long as the system will have a lot of data, you can basically show returns at different levels. And also on top of that, you can download the return in PDF. So this icon here enables you to download the return on PDF. Then there's the next icon that is standing on its side. You can request for the submission. So if there's something that maybe your data is missing and you want to change that, you can click on that and request for a submission. The best thing is that the system will enable you to do all this work. I'll take a pause there. I'll go back on top. The system also has what we call documents. So these documents, sorry, you might not see anything in here, but the reason why we have documents functionality, it enables you to get all the required Excel templates. So all the templates that you will be required to submit will be available on the documents, and you can easily download them from the documents tab. So the key thing that I am trying to stress here is that this will be the most important element for your work, the returns. Here is where you will be able to create your own return. You'll get all the returns that have been created by the regulator for submission, and also you can request for resubmission wherever needed. Let me go ahead and I'll be able to create a return, and we'll be able to go through the process of submission. Let me go to let me assume that the regulator, in this case BSEC, is creating a return. So here, Let me just create a return. I want to create a mutual fund return. So what BSEC will be doing, they'll come and they'll create a return for you, particularly those returns that are ad hoc. So just say mutual fund. I'll put the reference. I'll just try and look for a mutual fund return here. Mutual fund return is here. I'll say that this should be a quarterly return. I want to create it for test company RIS, because that is where I am. The return end date. I want him to submit by end of next month. Then I'll create that return for him. So mutual fund has been created. So if I come to this company here and go to the returns, so I can look for it. So you'll be able to see that this return here that has been created, this mutual fund. So this return will need to be completed. How do you complete this return? You have to click on its name. So I'll click on its name like that. And I'll be able to get that. Now I have a return that has to be completed. So there are two ways in which you can complete the return. You can upload an Excel file. So once I click upload, Arif, show me where the file is, the upload file for mutual funds. You can choose for me the file. Yeah, the third one. That one. Now you'll be able to see that it will tell you that the file has been accepted. I'll say done. And you'll be able to see that now this file has already been completed with all the return that are needed. So you can see then all the information has now come onto the file itself. So Arif, kindly open that Excel file. I want to show them where that data that has come kind of completed this file is coming from. So what we've done is basically to map. So the key thing is that you'll have Excel files. You'll complete that Excel file and you'll just be clicking the upload and it will map everything within the system. So kindly just show us the Excel that we've mapped the system to. I know most of the time you will still use the Excel files and maybe you submit those Excel files. This time around, you just complete that Excel file, click on upload, it will map everything on the system and that's it. You don't need to do one by one. It will automatically upload everything. Yeah, so this is a file that we have uploaded. Let me just remove the view. So you'll see this is information that has gone into the file itself. So you'll just have to complete these forms and make sure you add the data on these yellow shaded cells. So if you need to add more, you can add more information going down, and that will automatically be added on the system. So all this is the forms that you always submit. The investment in term deposits, the investments in cash investments. We have what we call the net asset value open-end fund. And, we have net asset value closed-end fund. So all this will just automatically be uploaded on the system. So you have to complete this file, then you have to upload it on the system. Kindly take me back to the system. We'll share all these Excels with you so that you can have them, you can start acclimatizing with them because the system will map whatever is in that Excel into the system itself. I'll go back. So I've mapped everything. Everything has been uploaded. And for you to know that you are okay, good to go, you'll be able to see there's a green dot with a white tick that will say that your return has been validated. So you must ensure that all the forms that you are supposed to complete are validated. You can also decide to download that form in Excel or download everything in Excel. You can decide to edit. So if I say edit these numbers here, I can come down here and add a row. So I can say maybe there's something I left. So maybe there's another bank and say bank. What is the name of the security? Yeah, we'll share all the manuals. So you can say it's Islamic Bank. So you have the opportunity to just add number of units. You can say, okay, fine, I have 20 units. Cost value, you say, okay, fine, this one is 12. Market value, 12.5. Appreciator, I'll say 2.3.2. See, some areas have already started. So the end, these ones are will just compute themselves. And then, you can validate and save. So once you do that, you'll be able to see that we've added another row. So you can ideally clear, edit. If you clear, everything will disappear. So once you've done that, you'll come here. You'll be able to see that initially we only had this, but now actions have increased. We have upload data, we have validate and submit. So you'll click on this once you've completed your uploading. You click on validate and save. Then it will ask you, do you want to submit this information? You will click on submit. And that means that your return has gone to the regulator. The return has gone to your commission. So if you come back to the returns here and you view your submissions, you realize now return has moved from draft to a submission, and this has been submitted for approval. So this return now sits with the commission, and they need to review it when necessary. Assume before that you've just realized that, okay, there's something on this return that you need to change. You can always request for a resubmission. So you can click here and request for a resubmission. So it will ask you, please enter the reasons why you want to resubmit the return. You will have to put all the reasons, and then you send that request back to the commission. But because we don't want to do that, I'll just go ahead and, wait for the commission to approve my return. So let me become the commission itself. So here I want to approve that return. You shouldn't be worried what happens on this end. This is the commission itself. They have so many functionalities. So they'll come and look for that return. And I'll be able to see it. It's the first one here. So they'll just say, okay, fine, let us approve this information. So they'll just go ahead and approve. There are various workflows. So they'll have to undertake a workflow internally. I don't want to go through all that. I'll just say that, let us approve. So this is what the commission will do. It will approve your return. And when I come back to your portal and I go to home, I'll be able to receive a notification immediately. Like you see, and this is something that also you'll be able to receive on email. And maybe Arif, you will show us your email so that they see that also. They'll receive an email showing that your mutual fund has been approved. Kindly show us your email. I want to show that. So the system will have a notification on the page itself, but also you'll receive an email notification. Yeah, so you see here there's an email that he has received. Please be informed that the return with the following detail has been approved. And this will come from the Supervision Center administrator. It will come from the regulator or the commission itself. Go back to the portal. Yeah, so we've seen that. And maybe so that has happened. Now the return, if we go to the returns here and go to the submission, view submissions here. You will note that your return will change its status from submitted for approval to submitted. So this one has not been approved yet by the regulator. This one has already been approved. You'll be able to see that now it has moved from gray to white. So let's go into the return itself here. So this return has already been submitted, and everything now is aligned. I wanted to show you one functionality. So you'll be able to see then, look at how now the return will look like. It will now be in whereby you cannot edit or change because already it has been approved, it has been taken in by the commission. So it's no longer, you are no longer able to edit or change because now it has already gone to the database and it can now be used to create reports and so forth. Okay, so I want to show you a feature whereby the regulator can decide to send you a message on that particular return. So I want to write something so that you will be required to address. So please, and so these are regulator talking to the, please ensure that you address the cash investment issues. So these are regulator now writing to you. So they'll kind of say that the due date is today, and then they'll say show that into the portal. So they'll send you a message. And what I mentioned is that the system enables the communication. So this information has been sent to you, and this is how the regulator or the commission has written this to you. Then they'll not need to write a letter. Most of the time, there are those letters and all that. They can basically put all that information that they want to put in a letter here. And what will happen if I go to your portal and I go to your submissions, and also I know if you've received an email, you'll be able to see that this return has an icon of a chart. So it will show you like there's something that you've not unsolved, and it will say unsolved comment. Remember, this is something coming from the commission to you. They have not sent a letter. They have just gone into the system and said there's something that you need to address. Let's click on it and see what we really need to do. So you'll be able to receive this, and it will say that it has come from the supervision team in BSEC. So please ensure that you address the cash investment issues, and you are required to respond to that. So you can click on reply, put your response, attach supporting documents, and add. So we have reviewed your request and resulted as follows. So you can put various reasons like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 1, 2, all of that. You can put, or you can add, then you can say, okay, fine, I need to choose a file that will support it. So maybe you have something that will support that. It can be in PDF, it can be in Excel. You can attach that file. The file has successfully been uploaded, and you can add. So that goes to BSEC automatically. It goes to BSEC, or it goes to the commission. So you've responded. So when what BSEC will be able to see, once I refresh this, so I'm on the regulator side, they'll be able to say, okay, fine, you've responded. So they can go ahead and check how you've responded. So there are two things here. You can say that you have resolved, or it can request for more information. So when he says resolve, if you come to your side and I refresh this, you'll be able to get that now this thing has been grayed out. So there's no further information that is required. So this stands in as a resolved issue. Most of the time, all these things would have been done through letters and meetings and all that. We want to basically put all these resolutions at a click of a button, and immediately they can be resolved, they can be opened. So in case maybe the regulator wants to reopen the issue, you can reopen the issue. So this is on the regulator side. They can say, okay, fine, I'm not really satisfied, or this issue is again reoccurring. Let me reopen it and ask for further information. And all this will be kept and stored within the database wherever necessary. So that's why I mentioned that also it enables you to communicate with the regulator. Now, another feature around the system is that, it has this icon here of a question mark. This is the internally built, I would say, manual. You can get each and every topic. So if you want to learn about the returns and what the returns functionality does, you click on it. You can read everything. So we've kind of also managed to build how the system operates on the platform itself. On top of that, we mentioned that we'll be sharing some other manuals for your application. But one thing that I need to mention is that the system also have an inbuilt help functionality that you can always run to and get assistance from on top of the manuals that we'll be able to share as time goes by. So generally, this is how this system will be operating. It will take us time, and that's why we want to run it in parallel. We'll be able to support you guys on this transition. We'll have a call center for all the requests and support that you might need as we transition into this particular system. And the key thing is that the more we utilize and the more we explore the system, the better we'll get it to understand and to be able to use it. It makes our work easier. It makes your work easier. And basically, it's a state-of-the-art technology that will enable us transit this industry to a more, I would say, modernized, stable industry in the next couple of years. I'll take a pause and check whether there are any questions. We'll be able to share this recording for the purposes of utilization. And we look forward to continually engage with all of you as time goes by. I'll take a pause there and check with the team if there's any questions. Thank you. Any question, guys?
Hello, this is Shakib from Dhaka Bank Securities. I believe I'm audible. It's big thanks to Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission for introducing this RIS, which was necessary for us since we have to do a lot of paperwork over the years. And thanks to the presenter for making us understood step by step. And I believe we will need number of sessions like this in future when it will be in live. So I have two questions. First question, is there any stipulated time when it's going to be live? I mean, we are going to submit our reporting through this RIS. This is first question. And second question, we got to report number of reporting to DSC, Dhaka Stock Exchange, and Chittagong Stock Exchange as well. So I am curious to know whether all those reporting will be included in this RIS system. Again, thanks to the presenter and Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yeah, thank you, Sakib. And you've kind of brought in very important questions. One, when will this go live? And I've mentioned that we want to get this as soon as possible. So once we get all the information after this training, we are going to put all the information on the system. You should be able to receive a notification. My plan, and this is something that I'm discussing with the Securities Exchange and the team in Dhaka, is that we need to go live by end of next week. So ideally, all this information should be put into the system. We get you to start using the system before the start of next year. You also asked whether there are some harmonization with different reports. So what I understand is that we've created the risk-based capital, risk-based capital adequacy return here, which most of the time is also needed by other stock exchanges. There should be a discussion between BSEC and other exchanges on whether they can use that particular form that have already been built here, just to ensure that there is no need of double submission of this. There's also discussions on harmonizing the systems so that we have one-stop shop, and the Dhaka Securities Exchange and all other and the other exchange can utilize whatever information that is being provided by entities on this particular platform. That is something that I know is currently being discussed, and should soon, I think, they should be able to come up with a way that harmonization will be achieved. Integration harmonization is the lever of any system, so that you kind of reduce different touch points for ease of the work that you guys will be doing over the next couple of years as we utilize this system. But yeah, we should go live as soon as possible. Before the start of next year, you should have already utilized and kind of started using the system as we transition into a fully automated system for the future. Thank you. Any other question?
Hi, Ilyas. This is Riyad Hassan. I'm from Citibank, and we're the custodian of foreign institutional investors in Bangladesh. So we currently use a platform called Online Report Submission Platform, ORSP, and we submit monthly report related to securities to that system. So are RIS going to replace that ORSP system, or that will be differently live?
Yeah, I'm not aware of that. Maybe somebody from BSEC, can you kindly guide on that, or one?
Yeah, just I heard the question. I think the system is running now after introduction of this RIS system. Either this one replaced by that, or that will continue, and you have to submit in both the system. It's not yet decided. We'll decide it later. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, so there is chances that we might have to use both the
Yeah,
system
of
for
course.
submitting the
Yeah.
report. Okay. We'll have the further guidance then. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks. And again, that will just support us on transitioning. We just want to make sure that as we transition, there are certain elements that will be collapsed. Yeah, so I think we have a transition period, and as long as everybody will now get to understand and utilize and kind of, this system also will be extended to bring in other functionalities, other capabilities. We should be able to collapse and really have a one-stop shop as time goes by. I think, yeah, with transition, maybe we'll have to run a couple of things in parallel, and as we kind of put everything together, then some of the things will just be dropped, and we can't have a one-stop shop going forward. Right. I'm having an hard stop in the next 4 minutes, but just to reiterate is that we are in a journey. We will be able to work together. We really need your support. We need your questions. We need your, I would say, your scrutiny. We need you to utilize the system, because that's the only way we can make it better. We can get all of you to understand. We can get all of you utilizing the system. Also, another thing that we'll highly request is that if you can share with us your information. I know that there's a Google form going around. If you will be the portal user that your organization has appointed to you to use the system, please share with us the information. You will be the custodian of the system for your organization. You will be using it and you will be managing it. We'll always have continuous training. Once we get to know who will be the portal user, we'll have periodic trainings for all of you. This will not only be the training that we'll be conducting. Once we get the names, again, we'll have another session with the users of the system to enable them utilize the system as easily as possible. I will also share a number of recordings for you to look through. Our continuous training will be a key component for the success of the system. Your continuous use and your continuous adoption of this particular system will also be of great success for going live and enabling us to transition to a more modernized state-of-the-art technology that will transform the industry. So my request is that let's work together for the benefit of the market. Let's continually ask questions where necessary. Let's continuously accord you the necessary training. And please share with us the information that is needed to enable us take you to that particular front of getting this system going live. I'll pause there and say that I'm really, really grateful for the time that I've managed to have a discussion with you. You'll continually see my face as we transition this particular system and bring it to full practice. And we are here together to make a change that this country requires. So thank you very much, and I would say that you have the best of the day ahead. Thank you. Take it back to the One World team.
If you don't have any questions, then we may conclude this session. Okay, thank you for joining our session. So